Hello, hello. This video, we are going to cut all of these pieces from this locked background layer onto new layers, make a new background layer, and then begin retouching. So we're going to first select our object selection tool, because that tool is pretty awesome. As you can see, I make a marquee. The marquee sticks to the object, and then I can either choose to Command J to copy it onto a new layer, or Shift Command J to cut it. I'm going to hit Command J to copy it, and you'll see it's right there. All right, I'm going to go back onto my background. Wait, this tool is just absolutely incredible. Command J, and you can see that even if I overlap other pieces, it still does a pretty great job. I'm going to zoom in. If you need to adjust your selection by adding or subtracting, you can hit Q to go into Quick Mask and use the brush to add or subtract from the selection. Right? I'm going to hit Q. Now the brush in this case is a little too soft. Let's just clean up that selection a little bit. And then Command J onto a new layer. All right, so I'm going to pause the video now while I select the rest of these and copy them on to individual layers. You can also cut them and put them on individual layers. The point of this is individual layers. Awesome. All right, well, I've got all the pieces, so I am ready to start moving them around. Command T allows you to rotate. Not just a little. I think that goes here. I think this is the bottom. I think I've got to go to edit, transform, flip vertical. So the whole thing is backward, but I'm not worried about that yet. Move that over. I think that's the top of her head. The most important thing is that you line up what you can, especially when there are such prominent lines like this image, right? And you don't get any more important lines than actual pieces of wood, right? So it's going to be pretty important. I'm not going to need to do any transformations past just lining it up, because this is a pretty clean break. And you can see this just fits perfectly here. Again, zoom in a little bit so we can line up all of the wood. The worst thing would be to have to try and fix all of that wood. We can move that out a little bit. That's fine. Command minus, let's grab this, rotate it, and then we're going to have to flip it, transform, flip it. Comes right in. here. Good. And this little guy. All right. Use the arrows. That's not too bad. Let's just get in. Line up the big stuff. Oops. Again, we have the move tool with auto select checked. That's pretty good. The whole thing will need to be flipped because as you can see, the handwriting is backwards. Not worried about that right now. I'm gonna grab the crop tool, delete crop pixels, check it because there's nothing beyond this image that I'm going to need to reference when I am editing digital negatives. However, I will uncheck that so that I can change my mind. And there we go. Now, if we turn all of these pieces off and we look at the background, this is not really going to help us anymore because we've cropped a lot of that extra canvas off. So what I can do is I want to replace this background with a new background. I'm going to throw it away. Now I don't have a background, but I need to have a background. So I'm going to make a stamp visible. Shift Command Option E and move that all the way to the bottom. Go to Layer, New, Background from Layer. And now that is a background that has all the pieces in order. And if I accidentally retouch on it, no problem. Now I will select these pieces, put them in a group, in that group, pieces, and two more things before I'm ready to go. One, grab a curves, targeted adjustment tool, lighten it up a little bit. Auto gives it a little more contrast, and then throw a black and white adjustment layer on there. You can use the scrubby and the targeted adjustment tool or the sliders to move values around. You don't want to lose any detail in your scarf, so make sure you have something there. If the curves, if it gets a little too close for comfort with the curves, take the curve opacity back a little bit. It looks pretty good. Now I think you're ready to go. I'm gonna grab, there we go. Something looks a little wonky here. Using the arrow tool to make some slight adjustments. And when I'm all ready, I will make a new layer at the top called Retouching. Command Shift S to save it. Save it as PSD. And then in the next video, we will go over how to use the clone stamp to get rid of this. Sound good?